Hello there, and welcome back to Japan, where it is I, and it is
Him
him
too.
Yes. There's two of us this time. So who's going to be first? Lejean. I'm watching. I'm waiting for Lejean.
You shouldn't play favourites.
He's always first. You would know if you were first.
That's biased. Very biased.
It's true. If you were ever first, you would know.
Someone else is. If someone else is first, that's gonna.
We give them
Upset.
credit, James. We give them credit.
Upset the order of things if someone else is first.
Well, again, that's what happened last week for the first time. So,
I should have been ready. I should have been first.
Cliff. Hello, Cliff. Oh.
It's the new Lejean.
It's the new Lejean.
Lejean.
Cliff is the new Lejean. We've got 4 people in the room. James is here, I should point out, but James is here, but he's over there right now. He's doing stuff.
You shouldn't be showing the rest of the room, man. It's not good. You shouldn't be. You're breaking one of the walls.
The full wall. So hello, how is everyone? How are you guys doing? Expecting Lejean to beat me. He didn't make he didn't make the list. Yeah. Yeah, Lejean now twice, 2 times on the trot. He's missed the first. Oh no.
He's getting trots.
I'm worried about Lejean. Is Lejean okay? Someone let us know if Lejean is okay or not. We're going to have to check on Lejean. Something might have happened to him. Oh, well, anyway, hello guys, and welcome back to Japan, where, like I say, James is here. We've been working on some stuff. I just uploaded the video. Took 2 attempts because, like with the Gakiban video, when I uploaded it, mysteriously the end of the video was cut. YouTube decided to cut the last 5 minutes out of the video, so I re-uploaded it again. Hello, hey, how you doing, mate? Hello. Let's let you see a bit more. There we go. Now you can see everything in crystal clear fisheye vision.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Thanks. Just trying to get you in the shot. That's just me being nice, you know. See you. Hugh would have thought James would be there. Small, yay. Small.
Small.
Who's small?
Small.
Is he small? Are you small?
Small.
Don't get it.
We just like small here. Over here I do. I like small. Small's my friend. Have a small time. That's what they say. They say that. They write it on all my birthdays. They say, we hope you have a small time today. And it makes me very happy.
I didn't know that.
It's true. It was my birthday last week. You should have known.
Small, like a muted or quiet yay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Can't always be loud. You have to have your inside voice sometimes.
All right. I didn't realize there was such a klaxon of human volume.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently I am. So anyway, we got 7 people. Hello, all 7 of you.
Oh, 7.
Hello, 7.
The Magnificent 7.
Who just became the Magnificent 8.
The Subarashi 7.
Subarashi.
Plus 1.
Zim, how you doing, mate? Hello, welcome back. So yes, we got James here. James is going to be here until the 16th. So we're going to be recording some stuff together and separately. And James, would you like to tell them about your new feature that you're doing for the channel?
Oh yeah, we've been working on the Baka Binge, which is food and drink.
Yes, so
Yeah.
James will be reviewing food and drink as a food and drink importer.
Yes.
So he'll be adding some really bizarre stuff from Japan.
Like, for instance, here's a little something. It is Wanda is a coffee company over here. So we have Wanda. Wait, which way? Mirror image. Wanda Conic, which is coffee and tonic water, which sounds awful, and that's why it's pretty much reduced in price everywhere. So it's probably bloody awful.
Are you going to review that now, or is that going in the video?
It is for good time.
You can have a good time with whatever that is.
Cafe Sparkling Conic.
Well, Cliff is saying it does sound awful, and a White Castle case. Oh, you're drinking it. We're drinking a lot of it.
Oh, you can hear it. It's slightly sparkling. Would anyone like some?
It does. I should point out, it does actually say the word sparkling.
Yeah, would anyone like any fizzy coffee?
No. Do they have White Castle in Japan? What's White Castle? Do you know what?
White Castle is a chain of restaurants in America, and they do these weird little tiny burgers in square buns. It's like you get a sheet of burger buns and you cut it.
I thought that was like
square.
Wendy's did.
No, Wendy's do the square meat, and White Castle do the square buns, and they're really small and cheap, and I think they're like $1 each for these little white. I've never been to White Castle, but I've heard of it. They did the movie Howard and Kumar Go to White Castle.
Well, I noticed that CMC's mentioned Harold and Kumar,
Yeah.
not Howard and Kumar.
No.
Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
But
we don't have White Castle in the UK, so in the UK they called it Harold and Kumar Get to the Munchies is what they called it.
I didn't know that had a different name anyway. I just thought it was called.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
CMC said, "Is James doing the stupid binge? He will be doing the backer binge. Yes, he will be doing his backer binge.
Yeah, the backer binge.
For good time, call James. Who will? You love those who jokes, don't you? There's a lot of who jokes in there. I've never known someone get so many who jokes before.
Who came up with Wonder Conic Coffee and Tonic?
You've got him started now. It's what you eat after you smoke weed. Yes, Harold and Kumar. Okay, so there's a real strong. We have a strong weed community on this channel that I wasn't aware of.
This reminds me of that movie Lost in Translation, where Bill Murray's character is doing that fake advert for Suntory whiskey. For relaxing time, make it Suntory time.
Of course, Suntory actually they've got Tommy Lee Jones doing Boss Coffee, haven't they?
Yeah, so I don't know if that film is kind of based on that whole thing. You know, it probably is. And the Arnold Schwarzenegger adverts he was doing for that Deca Vitamin B or something.
Perhaps Howard and James could be the new Jay and Silent Bob. At least one would be quiet, big, yay. Well, it would be like Jay and Silent Bob, except for both drinking. Well, no, me drinking beer and James doesn't. You don't really drink that much. Not really.
I don't need to drink that much. I think it's probably the better way of putting it.
When someone says that about needing to drink, that kind of shows that they don't drink because it's not a facilitation. It's an enjoyable experience.
Until you start feeling dizzy.
Which happens to you much earlier because you don't drink.
Exactly, yeah.
It's a cycle. Cliff, it's actually a common thing in Italian-American circles with sparkling water, not tonic water. That's gross. That stuff glows in the dark, then you drink it. I've never liked sparkling water or tonic water, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, as far as I'm aware, sparkling water is not that different from just still water, but whatever makes it sparkle tastes awful to me. And tonic water, I don't know what's in that, but it just tastes like, your teeth falling out. So we have one like.
Oh, good. Oh, I think we like that person too.
Yes, we like that person too. Look, you made him smile. He's so happy. Oh, we have a comment in Korean. Unfortunately, I can't read Korean, which is really sad. I want to read the comment. Wait, we have Google Translate.
Oh, wow. That's something to trust, isn't it?
Right. And it's not loading. Okay. Glow in the Dark James. Well, disturbing, in fact, a profoundly disturbing thought. I'm going to copy this comment in Korean.
My girlfriend would hate that. Turn that light off. I can't. It's me. I'll just die then. I don't know if that would solve that or not.
I don't know.
Is the glowing part of my life force, part of my life energy?
Well, is it something like when you have helium and it makes your voice high? Is like the glowing's temporary? I'm
hungry.
So
oh, right, okay.
our dear friend commented in Korean. I'm hungry.
We've got a hungry Korean on our hands.
There we go. I'm going to reply in Korean.
Yeah, just keep on say that thing.
Huh?
That's right. Just keep on say that thing. Go
on. And there you go. There's my Korean reply. Yeah, back a breakdown. International force to be reckoned with. Glow in the Dark James, Darth James, or perhaps Darth Sardonic would be his name.
Oh, Sardonic. Oh, that sounds great. Oh, the Force. Brilliant, yeah. Feel my Force. It's just, Darth Sardonius. Oh, yeah, let's just add more blades, shall we? And let's just make them be able to swing around like that. Yeah. Oh, I love lightsabers. Me, I eat my dinner with them.
May the fast be with you. Oh, we have some witty wordplay today. Congratulations, dear commenters.
Fantastic puns.
Fantastic puns from the land of Puntington. So, I'm glad CMC is laughing. Oh, the joy that goes between everyone when we have these wonderful chats. So, yeah, the internet connection's really crap again today, so apologies if we suddenly disappear from the ether. We are trying our best to stay online. As always, it seems that when information's streaming, it seems to stay online, but sometimes it will cut out, as has happened on a couple of streams. Hopefully, we'll see this one through to the normal couple of hours. James is usually listening from his shop in England, but now he's here. Howard and James, the Knights of Sardonia. See James's face through the screen, actually. It's better for me than it had been last month, honestly. Wait. I can't catch it. Okay. Do you get that? What was he replying to?
Oh, the connection.
Oh, the connection.
Right, okay. We get that now. I thought you meant like these Star Wars references are better this week.
I was like, what yeah, I was like, there weren't any Star Wars references last week.
Better this week.
Well, I don't usually banter with myself, if I'm totally honest. Good joke. I know. Thanks. Yeah, that's
okay.
context.
That's good to know though.
Yeah, it is good to know. It is good to know. Right until it cuts out, which it will do. Oh, people are leaving the stream in droves. Oh no. Don't worry, the French Jazz Quartet will be along to disrupt the stream later on. Are we talking about pink fluffy pentagrams again? I don't know if I'd necessarily describe them as French.
So, shall we talk about channel news then, and how the this week's videos have been going? Probably what people are logging in for. Look, see, so someone came back. So, yes.
Instantly, they're waiting for you to say that, and then they went, "Oh, yes, channel news."
So, channel news, yes.
Well, I'll jump in from the top then. So yeah, again, apologies. I know everything's been a bit slow. I've been sorting out a lot of things, as you know, social media wise. Also been a lot of things going on, other life things getting in the way. It's my birthday on Monday. Happy birthday to me.
You should get really close to that fisheye lens and say that.
It's my birthday on Monday. Happy birthday to me.
That's much better. Yeah.
By better, do you mean creepier? So, yeah, it's only been like 1 or 2 videos a day. Like I say, don't worry, we are working on recording a lot of stuff. It's just partly because obviously James has just got here and we're trying to he's just set up and started doing a lot of his things. Yeah. There's a lot of things that are in production at the moment, so you're probably going to get quite a lot of material coming in the next week or so. I'm recording to try and get ahead of the list, but I've got all you guys' suggestions and there's so many things I want to do. Also, I was going to say a few of the songs from the World Tour Wednesday a few of the bands from the World Tour Wednesday, I'm thinking especially Walking After You, that have been quite popular with you guys. I might start throwing them into our normal body of material. So you might get stuff like Walking After You coming into our normal reviews outside Tour Wednesdays, just so that I can review them a bit more freely. But obviously that'll only be bands that you guys have and followers have shown approval for. At the moment, I'm thinking, like Walking After You and Dreamcatcher seem to elicit quite a strong response from you guys. I've had a lot of people commenting. So those are the 2 bands I'm thinking at the moment, but we'll see how that goes. Let's see what's coming up in the comments here. SCP.
That's Scones, Crepes and Pancakes.
SCP is Scones, Crepes and Pancakes. Okay. The Wagaki Band light video, you mean, by the worst Wagaki Band cover band, them. Man, why do you always have to shit on songs I like? Bad backup for skipping Dreamcatcher 3 weeks in a row. Dude, I've got a lot of pressure, a lot of suggestions. That's why I said I'm probably gonna, I'm gonna take Dreamcatcher out of the World Tour Wednesday and Walking After You. I know they're both Korean. I really enjoyed them, and start covering them more. And I was thinking this also give me a chance to give James a regular Who review section. He can cover a Who song every day for the next 2 months.
They haven't got that many songs.
We'll find them, James. We'll find.
Will we find one of their CDs somewhere?
Or in the shop.
In the shop, so we have to go on a trek for them.
I did
if they let us in.
I did actually find there's a Dreamcatcher CD.
As long as we don't turn up to Mongolia with hate in our hearts, because if we do,
they'll turn into snakes. They'll turn into snakes.
And
just
yeah.
Just sorry, quickly, because obviously Ivy left that comment. Just in regards to Ivy, I found a Dreamcatcher whole album in the local secondhand shop for 500 yen. So I'm probably going to buy that. And that'll give me some more tracks to listen to. I don't think they got a huge number of albums, so that'd be a good one to go into. Cliff, new Perfume album in 2 weeks. That's the best of, though, isn't it? It's the P-Box.
Only one new song.
Yeah, only one new song.
P-Box.
Seriously, the name. I can't remember the name, but I know it's got a box on the cover and it's P something, and I just keep on thinking.
P-Regnancy Test?
Pregnancy Test. Perfume's new album, P-Box. That's all I keep on thinking of it is, but it's pretty much what it's actually called. Challenger, fascinating backstory to that one, if it's true. Let me know, actually, because I wouldn't mind picking up if that's a song they're doing for because it's greatest hits, isn't it? If they're doing a special song for the greatest hits, I'll definitely pick that up. I'm guessing it's going to have a video they usually do when they do that kind of thing. Too much Who me thinks James needs to do some One OK Rock in between. Dude,
you know what? That first One OK Rock thing we did was,
I stand by that.
It was our radio show where we were just listening to Japanese covers of songs.
And the people who listened to that, it was designed for people who hadn't heard Japanese music.
Yeah, we didn't know how big they were, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Because the song played how the song played, and it was funny. Oh my god, I'd love to listen to that again. I have to go back and listen to that again. I think the best thing about that though is because we were bantering between us, the context was always there, which is why I really had no time for anyone who didn't see the sense of humor. Because there was permanent context. We were talking to each other. There was no way you could see that out of context. But yeah, some people get really butthurt. Perfume, the Japanese Milli Vanilli. Oh, dude, you're turning into the new JWS. Okay, you're becoming our new troll. Okay, you're just shitting on everything. Do my job.
Yeah.
My videos.
When James is not here, you can come and replace him. Okay, Cliff. If it's a best of, not what I wanted, but I'll take it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure by the way they're advertising it here, it is a best of, but like you say, it has got some new material. I didn't know it was only one song, but fair enough. Harry, how you doing, mate? Hello, welcome. CMC, we have a new category for reactions. MBJ, not by James. I don't know how to react to that. And hi to Harry. Cliff, I'll just quickly read Cliff's comment. The story is that when the songwriter producer was interviewed by Perfume's manager at the time, he wrote a sample song. The name was Challenger. It was never actually produced.
Oh, so it's a dusted off the shelf one.
This tends to happen though, isn't it? When you get a greatest hits, they tend to pull out a pet project that never got made and turn it into a single.
See, I was interested by one time the Mad Capsule Markets. They brought out kind of a best of album, but I think they were about 8 albums in by the time they brought out this best of album. But they were all re-recordings of their old songs. Yeah,
I like when
and it had a couple of remixes of old tracks on it as well, but by other artists. A couple of other artists remixed a couple of other tracks. It was interesting. So it was like their old songs but redone.
Yeah, I like when the greatest hits is like that because it means you get to hear the songs that you know are popular.
Yeah.
But as a fan, it has value as well because you get to hear your favorite bands doing these songs again. And maybe it'll be better, maybe it'll be worse. But if you're already a fan, then you've already got these songs and you're only buying it for like the little extras that they put on there. So if it's a re-recorded album, then all the better for you.
Yeah, because when they got signed to Sony, Sony got a bad deal because the Mad Capsule Market, basically, they brought out 2 best-of albums, one for one half of their career and the other one for the other half of their career. So they came up with a CD with a bonus DVD with like a bunch of music videos on it. They released 2 of those under Sony and then broke up.
Hi, Purple Heart, by the way.
Right.
Yeah,
so
he knows his Mad Capsule Market.
That was a poor show for Sony. Really, they was like, oh, all right, we'll sign this band, and then they got 2 best-of albums, and then they buggered off.
But I mean, for a group like so, actually, if they were, sorry, let me quickly bring a few threads together here. As you guys may have known if you've been following the live streams, we tried to do Mad Capsule Markets a couple of times on this channel, and basically we get totally blocked. I didn't know they were with Sony. We were talking about this in the last live stream. Sony basically block everything. You cannot touch Sony's artists, so that therefore explains that. Sorry, I should have asked you that earlier. Let's just cover a couple of these comments. Cliff, 15 years later, he updated it, and it's a new song now. Story seems too convenient, though. I'm inclined to believe it. That's exactly the sort of thing that would happen, especially in that kind of pop group where the executive producers, the people who say that is the sound that we want this artist to go for, this sound isn't what we want the artist to go for. If you like, the executive producers of the record company censors, that's the sort of thing that they would do. And the Greatest Hits album, you know that it's going to more appeal to the lighter fans. So little things like that are the ones that will bring the core fans in to buy a copy. So I'd be inclined to believe that's true. And also gives them a good reason to flaunt the story. Harry just finished watching a Girlfriend Perfume cover video. Great breakdown as always. Thank you very much, Harry. Yeah, I like I say, I just really loved the way that they interpreted that. They chose a good song. They moved the bits around properly. It still felt like the same song, and yet totally reinvented for Girlfriend's sound. CMC, I suppose you could always give it to someone that you despise. That would be satisfying. Oh, are you talking about the album? You are actually now. Are you actually JWS? Because I remember there was one of the Perfume songs. He just went on and he just slammed it in all of the comments, right to the person who suggested it. It's like, you're becoming the new JWS.
Are they a bad band then?
Well, Perfume?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on your opinion. Our dear friend CMC here, if I was to characterize your tastes, I would say he's quite a purist. Therefore, produced rock is not perhaps something he would go for. I'm waiting for the angry reply.
Yeah, I might hate it here in Japan.
Ivy Shy, in my connection, is my connection bad or theirs? Are you getting a bad connection from us?
You're getting buffering.
Yeah, guys, if there's anything that isn't coming up properly, tell us, because, like I say, the internet connection is really bad here. It seems to work for live streams. We don't know. Purple Heart, what's been happening? What do you mean, what's been happening?
Connection, I think.
Oh, it's connection?
Yeah, I think they're talking to Ivy Shy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're trying to come up with an answer.
So we need to try to hide it. Perfume doesn't deny it on stage. It's like it. Yeah, no, I actually agree with Cliff.
What song did I look at one of their songs? Did I do? Who did that Edge try? Oh,
that was Edge. Yeah, that was Perfume.
Twin Box Stars.
That was Perfume.
That was Perfume.
Yeah.
The triangle edging mix.
They are the leaders of the Illuminati.
Yeah, I did think they weren't doing
Triangles
too much. The stage stuff was really good though. Performing is difficult.
They are more of a show. That was
a show. That was turn up and watch and listen.
No one's going to see like the greatest singers of our age.
It was a good show though. That was cool.
Yeah,
I was impressed by that.
I think if you know what you're getting.
Singing in it, yeah, it was very produced. They're there. They're the mouthpiece, the image for the songs that get brought out.
Same producer as Kiari Pamipami.
Oh, really?
Which is why they've got a similar sort of.
Kiari writes her own stuff though, doesn't she? She's like the Japanese Lady Gaga. That's what she was going for. She has
a minimal writing involvement, but she does write little bits. Okay. The producer writes most of it for both groups. I think for Perfume, he writes everything. Let's have a look here. Never mind, re-upload helped.
That's good.
Oh, cool. Cliff, they do sing live, but it tends to be the songs that don't have an aggressive dance to it. Yeah, I think that's true.
You've got to have one thing or the other.
We can't really mix them. And plus, they use the vocoder thing, so it kind of smooths out what they do. CMC, I like the little things like look at the talent.
I like the little things.
Talent, dedication, ambition. All the things produced music conveniently skips over. Look, I'm going to say this. I appreciate anyone who appreciates the art form, but
does it sound good?
Yeah, first of all, one, does it sound good? You as particularly, I'm going to point this out. I'm going to say this to you directly. You are one of the people who always talks about the live show and how good live performances are. Well, for a pop, like if it's produced music, then the live produced show is a big thing as well. It's just a different thing. It's still music in that it sounds to make people happy. It's the medium though. You've got to decide whether you like it or not. And if it's not some, if you don't like that produced medium, you can't say it's a bad thing because someone is still producing it and people are still enjoying it. It's just a different thing. So I totally appreciate why you hate it, but I don't know. I appreciate it as much as I appreciate, like, you see a live rock band, you see a really produced pop artist. If they both entertain me to the same degree, I appreciate them both equally because they both require a talent and a skill to create a good live show and a good sound, even though it's a totally different set of skills.
It just means you've got more people to like rely on, more people to appreciate.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of them don't go. Unfortunately, you won't learn the names of a lot of them. You know, a lot of hardworking people who don't get credited, and that's kind of the real shame of it.
Cliff, I don't disagree. Ivy, when James is still around, be sure to check out Gugadan's I need to compile a list of crazy MVs to take advantage of James's skills. Oh, look at that. You're getting some love.
That sort of sounds like Gundam's Chocobo. Which are two things you don't understand because Chocobos are from Final Fantasy and Gundam is
not something I'd understand. Cliff, yeah, it's harder to live a. Oh, yeah, do live with vocoder. Harry Scandal, yeah, true. Harry Scandal used to be under Epic Sony. That's why we had the problems with them. I know they went independent recently. They only seem to go after reacts to their music vids, but let live performances go unmolested, except for the 2009 Best Scandal concert and the 2000 Budokan show.
Yeah, it's probably automatic sensing. You know,
most of it.
Yeah, they probably got like automatic feelers out, and they probably uploaded the videos to and the music and the video to some sort of automatic YouTube video coma.
No, they do. That's what all the
artists. That's probably more likely why live videos.
That's something we discussed before, especially if it's a live video that appears on a DVD. Like the coding will be online.
Although back when YouTube was smaller, I did upload some live videos I shot of Polysix, I think, and they got caught.
Yeah, because obviously, if it's the same performance, then certain the audio might come. Anyway, let's quickly catch up on these. CMC medium more on extra small, really. This whole reference is confusing me so much now. Purple Heart Perfume is more about the performance of their dance rather than the music. I sometimes feel. I do get that, but I think ultimately, if you weren't enjoying the sound, you wouldn't be there. It's not their dance is good in that it fits in with the music, but it's not like watching some incredible like break dancing where you go, how do they do that? It's just that it's designed to complement the music. So ultimately, it is all based around the music, and whether you like them or not, what they're doing clearly appeals to a lot of people, and I think they are good at doing that pop thing. Cliff, media production does get you giant stadiums with holograms and free story sets. It's a conglomerate of a lot of effort from people behind the scenes. Agree with what James says, though, that those people usually aren't credited. CMC, James needs to be on the Aloha from Hell reaction. That's the song that we're just not able to get a working link of. Guys, you need to help with us with this one. Every time I try and get that, I'm really struggling to get that. So guys, please, if you can get us a good link for that, really appreciate it. Purple, what's James's opinion on Bontempi? Do you know what Bontempi is?
Is that the new South African dictator now that Mugabe's dead?
There you go. CMC, what music and dance might I suggest the ballet? Music and dance well, yeah, but again, it seems to say that people who want music and dance must only go to a ballet. There's different sounds. In the same way that people who appreciate classical can very often sort of look down on rock for sticking to such regimented 4/4 beats. You can look down on any genre from any other genre if you want to, because every genre lacks something that another genre has. That's why they're different. So I don't believe you can work it that way. I think you either like the qualities that something has, or you don't, or it's got no qualities and it's Coldplay. So Cliff Lee, indeed, it's the performance.
Viva La Vida's good. I like Viva La Vida. That's a good song. I mean, it's overplayed, but the first time I heard it, I thought, this is interesting. This is new. But he did go ahead and call his baby Apple. So
what happens when it's raining? Got put on an Apple Mac.
You've probably taught that one before, haven't you?
No, actually.
No, all right, okay, that's good. That's good.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
Apple man.
I'll put a Mac on my Apple. Ah. I love these nonsense on Tempe lacks nothing. Well, yeah, but let's face it, the problem is there's not
So
enough
what is
people
it?
skilled enough to get behind Bontempi. There's not enough people skilled enough to play Bontempi.
So what is Bontempi?
It's the greatest instrument ever created.
So it's not a group.
Oh, well, if only there would be a group who could play Bontempi, all of them, that would be amazing.
We'll elaborate more. What is...
I'm loving making this difficult, though.
So see, look, someone's brought up Kizuna Eye.
Ah, have you heard of Virtual
I've actually already made a video on Kizuna Eye. I've made one on reviewing her her video on the mobile game Happy Glass, because I've got Happy Glass. I've made and edited a video for Kizuna Eye, but nothing. We don't know yet.
I felt bitterness in that comment.
Well, I don't know what's happened to it because Howard does the uploadings.
I have told him what happens to it. We're going to get a little bit of bickering happening here now. Yeah, basically anything that is reacting to something that is on YouTube, it's especially since our copyright strike.
YouTubers, because of course
YouTubers are much more aggressive
because their views come from YouTube. So if someone else is getting views off of their YouTube, then that does like a YouTube paradox. It's a shame because I think a lot of people in the West aren't familiar with Japanese YouTubers.
Yeah, I think that's kind of that's the whole big issue here is that we've discussed this so much on this channel. I'm not going to harp on it. It seems to come around every live stream now, but we know the quality of doing something like this on YouTube, especially when we're not profiting directly from these videos or advertising, is that all it does is it advertises the original product. We leave links and everything, and there is no reason for anyone to doubt that. But anyway, we've discussed this enough times.
Yeah, the technology behind Kizuna Eye is incredible, though. It's amazing how much can change with technology every year.
Yeah.
The things that we have and gain every year, and then we treat them as if they've always been around is really strange. Yeah, we're getting really up there, and this Kizuna Eye thing it's like Xbox Kinect technology ramped up to like 9.
It is amazing.
Yeah, it's very good.
So have a look here. So Purple, I was wondering how. Oh, sorry, I missed CMC. Bontempi Craftwork cover, please, PFP version. I was actually thinking of doing some Bontempi covers of a few songs because they're really easy to program onto the computer and do, and get the computer to do some Bontempi. So I might well do that.
Kizuna Eye performing at Summer Sonic.
That's going to be doubly difficult. You've got Kizuna Eye and Summer Sonic. That will definitely be blocked. I'm willing to give it a go, but the time taken to make that video might be a nightmare, I think. I was more wondering how the feeling on produced music when the artist is even produced to not being real on Kizuna Eye.
Well, she's not a music star, is she? It was just
she's like a YouTuber.
It was just a YouTuber, yeah. It's just someone who's got a good talent for voice acting and taking the time to do reactions while all straps up to all this face tracking software. Of course, they're going to try and bring out a song for it. I mean, Mr. Blobby got a single, the Tweenies got a single, the Teletubbies got a single, other British cartoons got a single, Bob the Builder. But so this is Japan.
Everyone gets a single in Japan.
Everyone gets music.
You know that.
Come on, Funashi got an album.
He's got a band now.
Yeah, exactly. Funashi has that's a pear, a fruit.
Funadius the Third.
Yeah.
Dave Cook says Misa 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 because Dave Cook always says Misa Misa Misa, and then seemingly now, as you are now just becoming a troll, CM jumps in with Unmisa.
Una Misa.
Oh, Una Misa.
No, yeah, no.
Where are you going with?
Misa Amane, Misa Amane, Misa Amane. If you say it 3 times in the mirror, does she turn
She
up?
appears.
Yeah.
Oh, don't. If that was the case, Dave would have her pretty much there all the time.
Bo, bo, bo. Boy, boy, boy.
So, no, it's po, po, po.
Bo, bo, bo.
React to Vocaloids. Yeah, the Vocaloid thing. We keep on going. What's her name? I always forget. Miku, Hatsune Miku. That's one that is coming around. Don't worry, that will be coming eventually.
Did we do the Vocaloid thing before? We haven't, have we?
No, but we there's a Hatsune Miku coming around, so we can probably do that.
Yeah.
Seems like nothing matches the Thundercats theme. So, you are so confusing to read. I never know what you're going to type. There you go. You keep that version.
What's Vocaloid?
That is
Vocaloid.
Maiko's
What's Vocaloid?
Oh,
okay. So someone asked what Vocaloids are. So Vocaloid is actually quite a complex software where all the voices are programmed into a music making application program on the computer. It can take a long time, but you program in the words and the notations into a program, and it sings. It's a virtual singing voice without a person needing to do it. So yeah, it's a bunch of syllables and voices and notes, and you can make it sing.
That text-to-speech thing, like sometimes when you hear like an announcement in a station or something, and it's clearly just a computer that someone's typed in what to say, and it goes, "The train will be arriving at this time," blah, 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 blah. Where it's being clearly programmed, and it's just a series of sounds that the computer knows how to make. It's basically the singing version of that.
Yes.
This is right. Okay, so Unamisa is Ban Maiko's Misa. Okay, that's fine. I thought we were unmisering them. Say Misa 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 3 times, and a bottle of whiskey appears with a note saying "Nice try." She wouldn't give you her whiskey. Don't be ridiculous. She's keeping the whiskey. She's not going to give it away.
It'd be a bottle of Ozeki 1 cup.
that's the real insult.
That really cheap sake that still comes in a glass jar. Comes in a glass jar with a ring pull top.
That's the only thing of value to it. Personally, I'm curious about what you think comparing Miku and Wagaki Band's Senbon Sakura. Well, I can't compare a person to a song.
Oh,
do you mean as in Ban Maiko against Senbon Sakura, or do you mean Miku performing Senbon Sakura? Give me a bit of clarity on what you mean by that. Cliff, if you're looking for indie talent and including US and the World Tour, check. Okay, you mentioned Black Violin with a flat, great sound fusing classical and hip hop. Believe me, that sounds like something I would enjoy. But I just want to point out at the moment, I mean, tentatively, as I said,
much choice for the US.
Well, the intention was that we were not going to touch on either the UK or the US. We were going to deliberately avoid countries where the music is way too prevalent in pop culture anyway, like unfairly so. We might, I think, I'm still trying to work out, we might do it as part of the World Tour, but it's just too difficult to do America and pick like 3 songs. It might be something where, as we get into the World Tour Wednesday more, we might just then say, well, look, as a separate section, here is interesting stuff from America or England. But I must admit, I'm really interested to hear these artists, and maybe as a different feature, but I don't really feel that we can satisfactorily land on those kind of countries. But you guys have mentioned it, so we're just going to see it here. Hatsune. Oh, sorry, of course, you mean Miku is in Hatsune Miku. Well, Hatsune Miku's original, which I only heard recently after you guys told me that it was a cover, it sounded kind of exactly like I would have imagined it. I mean, obviously, the problem is that Wagaki Band's version of Senbon Sakura is, whether you like them or not, just to me, it's just one of the most beautiful sounds. The whole sound of the song is totally gorgeous. The way they carry it off, just everything about it is beautiful. So it's kind of not really plausible for Hatsune Miku's version to hold a candle to that, even though it's the original, in my opinion. But, I mean, for what it is, it's good. And obviously, if the song's being written for her, whoever wrote it did a damn good job. I just think Wagaki Band took it and they just took something which was good and they breathed life into it in a way that you just wouldn't imagine it could be done. I mean, it was a cover beyond a cover. They totally added to it in just ways that I don't think the original writer, I suspect, could ever have imagined. But they have the ability, they have the sound, they have the right people. And their songs are amazingly mixed and produced. How they managed to get all those sounds sounding so complete and nimble at the same time is quite amazing. Riff Raff, hey, oh, how you doing, mate? Welcome back. Welcome back.
Hi, Riff.
Do South Americs and Hello Seahorse and Eruka Sativa. Do as in cover.
Yeah,
look, guys, we're a long way from America. I'm more than happy to take suggestions, but we are a long way from America. Before that, we're going to be going through most of Asia, going through Europe, and even quite a lot of Africa, quite possibly. We are a long way from America, so I appreciate it, but let's stick on that Eastern vibe for now. Cliff, yeah, I get it there. That were way overrepresented. New York.
We're way overrepresented. Americans.
Oh, Americans.
This is from the perspective of a New Yorker. Tell you what, 38th and 8th. On the corner of 38th and 8th in New York, in Manhattan, New York City even. I know New York is a state, so there's a lot more to it than just Manhattan. But, Two Brothers Pizza on 38th and 8th, standing only. Really good. Best dollar slice I've ever had. If you go to New York City and you've got $1 in your pocket, and you don't want that $1 in your pocket, go to 38th and 8th, right sort of near the bottom of, near the bottom of Manhattan. Get yourself a slice of cheese and tomato pizza from Two Brothers. And hold it like that, and you fold it on itself. Really good.
And if you're in Europe, go to Venice. Best pizza I had in Italy.
I've never been there yet. I'd like to go.
Best pizza I had in Italy was in Venice. My opinion. Italy's the food's amazing everywhere, but it's very localized. Yeah. Like even one area will say, "Oh no, this other part of Italy does it wrong," and so they'll all say each other.
There's this really good Key and Peele sketch about that. The two restaurants, like the Albanian restaurant.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. Yeah.
Relatively new, actually. Only came out a few weeks ago. Good.
Well, they only uploaded that clip recently, but yeah, Key and Peele finished a few years ago, but the clips are still coming out. So if you like Key and Peele, definitely check out their channel because they're still uploading stuff. Harry, the Vocaloid concert's very much an interesting spectacle, projecting those laser holograms like anime style singer on stage with the computer singing and live musicians playing. Kind of reminded me a little bit. I mean, we mentioned this before when we were talking about Vocoder live concerts, and I thought that Gorillaz did a fantastic job of having like a live band playing and syncing up an on-stage thing. But this Vocaloid thing is a very different approach, and it kind of comes across almost like you're in a cinema. It kind of feels a bit strange, but when you have live musicians, it certainly does bring it back a little bit into reality. But when it's just all automated, it's like, well, I'm just going to a cinema to see a concert now. So there's a bit of a fine line in that. CMC, yes, you are a long way from America. You're in Japan about 10.5 hours or so. It's just sarcasm now.
That's the time difference, but it takes forever. I think it took me about 16 hours.
Actually, the time distance is 13 hours to the East Coast.
Right. It took me, it took me about 16 hours to get here.
Well, it depends. You might go the other way.
It depends if you're going like direct or not.
The big question, if the Vocaloids are digital, is do they use the auto-tune or not? I don't think they have to because it's programmed. So they just say, sing this in this key. But you put a laughy face at the end of that. So I guess that was like, Lenny! 47.
G47.
Oh, yeah.
Lenig
47.
47.
Hi, Lenny.
All right.
I still need to reply to your comment, but don't worry, I'm getting there. So much work. Harry, well, they are about 13 time zones away from the East Coast. Yeah, exactly. There we go.
And some time zones are really, really weird. There's a new video that came out last week about it by the Map Men, talking about how time zones are really, really weird. It's a good video. I recommend watching it. Yeah, the Map Men talking about time zones.
So is it Map Men and Pizza Brothers?
Two Brothers Pizza.
Two Brothers Pizza and
if you
Matt
want
Men.
a real life suggestion for something, that's Two Brothers Pizza on the corner of 38th and 8th in Manhattan, New York. And if you want an internet suggestion, we'd have to leave the house to get a suggestion. That is the Matt Men on YouTube.
I love it. Cliff, it's by definition auto-tuned unless someone finds out. Yeah, exactly. It's just that's the way it's written. They write it and it comes out the same. CMC, James is probably in a different universe. Yeah, I think so. Riff, it's like seeing the Gorillas. Yep, that's true. Except the Gorillas, I think everything's live with them. Except now they don't even bother with the screen stuff. They just come on stage and perform live. CMC, well, they could both do with a shave, but Gorillas seems harsh. Why does Gorillas seem harsh? That's a bit strange. What, you don't like Gorillas as well? You're actually going to shit on the Gorillas compared to vocalized music?
Have you been following Gorillas recently?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that one of their members is now they lost one of their members because he's in prison, and he got replaced by a character from the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
One of the villains from the Powerpuff Girls is now in Gorillas.
He's the bassist, supposedly.
But they messed up on there. They always do a good job doing their stories and making them fleshed out. But then Gorillas did this crossover with like a watch company quite soon after their recent album came out,
and it had
didn't have they used the old character and not the Powerpuff Girls character, but they've used him in everything else, like interviews and artwork and everything, which was really cool. But they didn't use him in this new watch collab.
That weird little video thing they're putting out, the really low frame rate ones.
Yeah.
That was crazy stuff. Create an AI that can learn to love a song, then get it to write a song it likes. Well, actually, interesting thing about that, Cliff, is that apparently they open sourced. I think it was Hatsune Miku. They open sourced it, and there was thousands and thousands of different people writing songs first. So effectively, her discography is almost infinite.
Yeah.
Riff Raff Gorillas rock. They certainly do, my friend. Cliff Lee. Then hide your nukes. It's Judgment Day coming. Skynet. Oh, jeez. Hatsune Miku is going to be like that face who appears on billboards at like Times Square and everywhere. It's like cutely telling you that you're all doomed.
The Moses thing from South Park, the one from Tron.
No, that's brilliant. The triangle thing.
The triangle face thing. Yeah.
So CMC, I've got to read this quickly. Yes, I am. More cover produced, musically bankrupt, pseudo pretentious crap. I'm sorry. If you cannot appreciate the quality of writing that goes into their music, I'm really shocked. We're talking about a band.
It still takes someone to write it, doesn't it?
Well, I mean,
even
if you don't like produced music, this is a band who have very high quality writers. All of their stuff. I mean, I know they have some stuff in there, but they have really top level musicians. Like some of the best session musicians come in to do the work with them.
And they're getting paid.
It is.
They're making their bread. They wouldn't be able to otherwise.
I understand if you don't like produced music, but if your thing is about you want stuff to be pure and examples of musical talent, then I think you should actually do some research on Gorillas, because seriously, they are a very, very high quality musical outfit.
The only reason they exist is because some guy who works in the media, he opened a comic book store in central London, and he also wanted to be a record shop. So he hired some staff who are into comics and other staff who are into records. So they sold records and comics from this one little shop in London, and they had signings from both Damon Albarn, he was doing Tank Girl. He was doing a
Damon Albarn was
he was they had him. Yeah, Jamie Hewlett. They had him in for Tank Girl, and they also had Damon Albarn in for Blur stuff.
Yeah.
And they met at this comic book store at a signing, and they got on so well that they made it happen. So
they ended up living together.
Yeah, and they did. Yeah, this little comic book store owned by Jonathan Ross.
What?
Yeah, in central London.
Oh my God, that's why they keep on appearing on Jonathan Ross's show.
So I was working in a comic book store in London, and one of the managers there, he worked at this comic book store with Jonathan Ross, and that's how he told me about it. And I was like, oh, I'll do some research on that. And apparently that's evident because they had one of their gold records up on the wall, because that's where they met. Yeah.
A really, really good shop.
It was a really, really good shop. Jonathan Ross has a speech impediment. He sounds like that. That's why we're doing this.
You'd be better off with Chas and Dave's Greatest Hits Volume 12, authentic, heartfelt music of the common man.
Very common. Yeah.
Oh.
So common.
Well, I don't know if that's sarcasm or
Down
not.
to Margate.
Rabbit.
Rabbit.
I have nothing against Chaz and Dave in theory, but if you're talking about quality of musicianship and songwriting, then yeah, sorry, Gorillaz win that one. I'm usually quite open to things, but on that one, I'm just going to say my opinion is pretty easy on it.
Committed to the whole animated band thing.
What's beyond that?
Just giving it such a deep story. I think there's a really good few YouTube videos out there talking about the history of Gorillaz.
I don't even mind about the storyline thing. I mean, that's a really cool side, but to me, just in the music, the amount of various things they've attempted and done, and the quality of experimentation and the quality of what they've got out of it, the brilliant songs that they've done, I think it's fantastic. Sarcasm, surely not that.
Sarcasm, surely not. That's Lenny's job.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Thank you. You know how to read. I have nothing more to say on that subject. That's pretty much it is what it is there. I think they're a fantastic band. So we have got a lot of things coming up for you.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, James is going to be doing some food reviews. See how that goes. Hopefully we can get some good feedback on that.
Feedback.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you should play that up in your review sometime.
Yes. Got any feedback for me?
Oh, no! He's got jokes for days. So let's have a look at Harry. Apparently, there is a bit of a controversy going on with Baby Metal right now concerning her current United States tour. Let's see. Did anyone mention that? It was produced. I just think it's like a production company. If you go see an opera musical play, it's just beyond. Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, I've always said I don't regard this to the detriment of Baby Metal. I just think that Baby Metal, although they do metal, I review them and I see them in the same way that I see a pop act, in that they are free singers who they get involved, but they have creative control to a degree, but they're not writing their own music and they're not playing the instruments for the most part. Well, no, I don't regard that as detrimental. I just think that's part of what I do. Certain things are different. So if anyone sort of says, well, Baby Metal are fine because they're doing metal, but a pop group is not okay because they're using the same system to do pop, that to me is just an unbased bias. You have to sort of accept that any system's correct so long as it's delivering you the music you want. He's laughing, so I imagine there's something coming up.
I'm reading ahead.
I am never sarcasming again.
Don't give up on sarcasm.
Lenny, don't give up on sarcasm. Just realise that when you write it, that's what the winky face is for. If you write it and you don't explain it, then it's not proper sarcasm because no one knows.
No. If you ever watch TV with subtitles, you know that the symbol for sarcasm is a exclamation point in brackets. It's an exclamation point in brackets. That's how you do sarcasm when you're writing. Although
I appreciate that, I do actually think that sarcasm should just be something where
you figure it out. Huh?
You figure it out. But anyway, let's have a look at Riff Raff. It doesn't matter how it's created, just as long as the music and musicianship is it's good.
Yeah.
I basically agree. I mean, musicianship, like I say, I like good musicianship. But you get things like Perfume sometimes where there's not really any musicianship in it at all. It's pretty much programmed. But again, to me, I can accept anything so long as the sound is good. So long as there's a good sound coming out of it.
Like overproduced music will be things that like Rebecca Black and things like that because they are made to order.
It's Friday.
That's not done to express anybody, is it? It's not done to express anything. It's not art because art is expression for experience. And those songs, I mean, produced music is still an expression of somebody's feelings. A writer who can't make it without an image, but produced stuff like that doesn't have any messages made because we want to make.
Well, I think there's a middle ground where you can do something where all you want to express is some people just want to express like a party feeling because they just want to do something happy to dance to. That is a form of expression as well. So I do think you can have something that has no necessary emotion but is expressive of just a sense of fun, which I guess that's emotion.
Oh, okay. There's the
I know. I'm just trying to catch up on it because we're
to move up, isn't it?
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to read through the next few comments before you reply. Harry, they didn't bring the Cami band. Yes, someone had mentioned about this. Instead, they have musicians. here supporting them. I do think that's an incredible shame. I wonder if there's a logistic reason behind that, but with their money, I'd be surprised.
Moving all the way around
CMC, yes, James, how many bowls of udon can he eat before he explodes? It's not just about making him as fat as possible. Is James going to do the Wanko Soba challenge? Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
we'll get back to that in a minute.
I would love to have like 100 Wankos in a row. That's the challenge.
We'll get back to. We're going to read through them and we're going to reply.
You have to make it to 100 Wankos before you explode.
Okay, we'll get to that. You can tell me what Wanko is, and I'll tell you what Bontempi is. CMC James doing a wanky sober challenge. Well, there you go. Just cutting straight to the point.
Right up his street. Right up and down the street.
Yeah, I was saying up and down his street regularly. Oh, and yeah, Baby Metal fandom's going a bit crazy these last few days. Looks like the Kami band in the US is mostly from Galactic Empire. So, basically, so they're still calling them Kami band, but they're basically people brought in. I think that's a bit shit if they're doing that. To be honest, I don't. I mean, ultimately, the songs are the songs, the music is music. The whole fact they're called Kami band is because I know lots of people have said Kami band are part of Baby Metal, but they're given a separate name, which means they obviously the Fripp is happy to keep them separate so they can do things like this. So as much as the fans love them, the truth is that maybe they're trying to appeal to the American artists, but American market by getting American musicians in there. Basically, yeah, I think you guys have to accept that as long as they're calling Kami band and not Baby Metal, there's a chance of them doing this. But I do agree. I personally feel it's a bit shitty, and I think they should bring proper Kami band with them. Cliff Lee, I missed what's going on with Baby Metal. Oh, you read up above. CMC art can't be defined or classified as once you do that, it no longer is art. No, I think art can be. Well, no, I mean, art can be explained.
Defined or classified.
It can be explained.
Well, yeah, you can classify paintings into a painting and music into music.
I mean, there's always going to be grey areas, and you have to be mature enough to know that, okay, not everything is easily segregatable.
Not everything is easily. You can't always get the. Some messages are cryptic. Sometimes the intended message is really cryptic, and sometimes it's really in your face.
I mean,
that'd be a long conversation.
If anything can be explained or discussed in any detail, then it can be defined or classified. That doesn't mean it's defined or classified in a way that can never be refuted, because obviously classifications depend on how you approach something anyway. I mean, if you could classify music based on its speed, based on its number of changes of key change, or you could base it on the type of instruments, which is how a lot of people say this is metal or this is pop. You know, you could base it on the tone of what the messages are. These are happier songs, so we regard those as pop. These are darker songs, so we regard these as more metal.
Whereas sometimes people just express themselves, and that's the sound or image that comes out.
Yeah, so
they're not there aiming for a classification. They just do what they feel.
That's just the definition, not an emotion. Once you define or classify, no, I don't. I think if I say this song is
the point
like this, it doesn't mean that it no longer has expression. By defining the reasoning behind something, you don't destroy what it is. It's still what it is. It still connects to people, even if you say it somewhere. Yeah.
Also, it's just somebody else's category. The only person who really knows is the person who created it, right?
Well, no, because I mean, once you create it, it then becomes the property of the listener as well. It's all subjective.
It's out to interpretation. Obviously,
yeah.
Once you've created something, it's like if you write the number 62 on the pavement. You go, I've written the number 62. Then someone comes up from the other direction and goes, oh, you've written 59 on the pavement. And you go, that's my interpretation of it. No, I've written that. I've written 62. I wrote it myself.
Yeah.
No. See, look, it's 25. I see, I'm 652. But yeah, so the only person who really knows is the artist.
Well, they know what the intention was, and then everyone can take away what they want.
So sometimes it really hurts the artist, though, when someone interprets their stuff wrong. It's like Catcher in the Rye. I didn't say murder John Lennon. That's really upset me now. You've got to murder John Lennon because you thought my book told you to. I just wanted you to know that Rye can be caught.
All right, let's catch up on this quickly.
Yes.
Harry, the current support band are still dressed up in the Kami band black robes, which kind of shows the record company's more interested in the image than the actual members, which is kind of sad. Cliff, sometimes explaining it ruins it. There was this song in the 80s, Yummy Yummy. I remember that. It was on all sorts of child's toy commercials. Years later, the artist confirmed it was about oral sex. My childhood memories died. I think that's.
But was it really?
The thing is, that's the.
It sounds like something that's easy to lie about.
Yeah, I mean, like for example, Sir Mix-a-Lot said that he said that Baby Got Back is actually about sort of appreciation for different types of female form. It's like back off. So the thing is that yeah, like James says, that's the sort of thing that I think it's easy to lie about. But if the artist says it, yes, that does mess it up. I agree. If the artist starts explaining their art,
I want to see you say it on film.
Because the thing is that once you produce art, it then becomes for the listener to interpret, and then that interpretation is, if they feel it, that's relevant. And that is as relevant as what the artist intended it to be about. If the artist then goes and tells everyone, no, you should feel it's about this, yes, I agree. That does scupper the whole point of having art. But I think that the artist's initial intention is obviously the most important. But everyone, well, actually, everyone else's interpretation is equal. But yeah, anyway, stop reading ahead because you're making it really difficult. Sorry, Zim, good thing that the concerts, though, they gave them a bit of spotlight back with a band solo. Shame it's not any of the original Camis. Yeah, that's kind of my point, is that if you were in the Cami band, then you look and, oh, here's Baby Metal with the Cami band, but it's not us because it's in the wrong country. It's a bit of a shame, especially for the band to really support them. CMC, we've got both kinds of music here, country. Bluegrass.
I'm just a little bit country.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. I thought the revelation was effing hilarious.
Yeah, there are those funny stories. My favourite type of those stories are when people say that so and so actor actually improvised this bit and they just kept it in. Isn't that hilarious to find out? You're like, no, because once they think a scene's over, they fucking turn the cameras off because that's expensive. And if an actor goes off on their own and starts cutting lines, and the director's like, unless it's Taika Waititi, they're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're messing up my vision and his screenwriting by adding your own bollocks in. They don't go, oh, that was brilliant. Let's keep that in.
It depends on the director. Some directors do actually
there's a lot of
encourage.
Fake stories.
Yeah,
a lot of fake stories of so and so being improvised or so and so being an accident, and they keep it in, especially when it's like.
Well, a lot of the time, I think the only case of that being true are the ones where the director actually said, "Hey, look, here's the basic idea, but I'm not 100% comfortable with it. Can you interpret something?" So it's usually intentional.
I hear a disproportionate amount of these stories working where I work. So I get so many people coming in with their ridiculous, bullshit.
Yeah, just say bullshit.
Bullshit stories they've read on the internet or revelations they've learned. Oh my god.
CMC 11 watching, only 4 likes. Good point. Just putting that out there. That's what I can really say. Quickly, some of the best MCU scenes were off script for hanging the hammer on the cost rack. Colt rack. Oh, gold.
Yeah, I do that too. With the A is there right next to the X. Yeah. It's hard, isn't it?
Especially on a phone. On a phone, it's really annoying. You can never get an A.
My thumb is not the shape I think it is.
Well, you've got another like. Thank you.
Whenever I try to type something, my thumb goes off to the side, and it's not the middle anymore.
Get your thumb closer.
I've got the straightest thumbs ever, but they don't type properly. So I make
magnificent. I make
ridiculous. How bent is your thumb? Look how straight my thumb is. Look. It's practically a finger. My thumb.
My thumb is practically a finger. I have 10 thumbs. That would probably explain the typing. You're doing fantastically with 10 thumbs, I must say. Is that the next step of evolution? Opposing thumbs was 1. Now just got 10 thumbs.
Scenes were off script. See, I own a comic book store. So I hear a lot of these. This was off script stories. I hear a lot of them. Some of them are probably true, especially when it comes to say Thor Ragnarok, because that's how they intended to make that film.
Can I just jump in on something which is kind of important? Bill, you mentioned I see a new React, but it's private. That was because that was the girlfriend perfume one. I uploaded that and there was, shall we say, a problem with YouTube just randomly cut off the last 5 minutes of the review. So I had to re-upload it again. I set the original one to private just so I could copy all the details across, but I will be deleting that. Only one review went up today, which was the girlfriend perfume one. We are working a lot. Well, there's going to be a lot more coming up in the next few days. Apologies, like I say, this week we're kind of getting back on top of things, and sorry we have been a bit slower. but we will be getting there. I promise. There's going to be more and more coming. But yeah, definitely that was one, and I'll be interested to see what you think of that as well. Actually, I think you might like that for the same reasons that I enjoyed it. Let's have a look here. CMC, we're all backers here. Oh, thank you, Harry. Am I a mistake, or are Baby Metal playing a backing track with the backup vocals? This tour, I saw a fan cam of Headbanger, and I clearly heard 2 vocals harmonizing on the backings, but no mic on Third Girl. There is this thing which comes up, and I'm pretty sure I've seen it with Baby Metal as well, but they're not the only artist who does it, where sometimes they sing over a copy themselves, so you're hearing like a mime track and the actual live track together. CMC, I am backer. We're all backer, my friend. By the way, what did everyone think of the t-shirt designs? I got some good comments to those, so thanks for that, guys. But tell me what you thought of the t-shirt designs we put up on the social media.
Backer, man. Terrible snap.
Avengers.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Someone hasn't seen it. SCP, happy birthday to you. Thank you very much. Was it something scones, cupcakes, and I can't remember what we said SCP stands for. But thank you very much for the birthday wishes. It's very kind of you.
Wait a minute.
I'll keep on.
Hold on for a tick.
Time for some Iron Bunnies coming. I got them. I got hold of the song today. See, I'll be waiting for it. Right. Oh, it's already It's already uploaded. If you check on the channel, you should see the Girlfriend Perfume one. Actually, so just before you do that, James, I'm just going to check that it is still live and that nothing's happened to the doodah. Go to your channel is the thing I have to click, and then we wait, and then it loads, and it comes along. It'll be here eventually. It's loading. I just want to see the video is still there. Oh, look, it's our faces. Live now. No, I want to see the uploads. Just check this.
I hope I'm alive now.
Are we alive?
6, 7.
Yeah, the Girlfriend Perfume Flash should be live for everyone to see.
Yes.
Okay, let's just go
right,
back. Hi, guys.
Yeah. So, happy birthday to Howard. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to me.
Here's some gravy for your sausages. Happy birthday to you.
I did tell you this is the only food item that I actually miss from England.
I keep forgetting to bring the dark mint Kit Kats. I've got them in my fridge, and I forgot to bring them with me again.
And guys, when I do the next cover, I've just worked out what one of the sounds is going to be. Gravy shaker. Bisto.
Bisto.
No, it doesn't.
Do you think it was like the answers of some sort of like mathematical equation, and that's why they put that on the front?
B minus I equals S to the power of T O.
Like they're a mathematician or something, or a professor.
All right, let's catch up with a few of these ones in here. Sorry, we've got to move on so quickly. So many comments. It's really great, but I'm going to keep up with them. Harry, they played harmonizing vocal backing track before. I think they're just ramping it up. So Moa's voice just doesn't work well alone. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I'm sure they have technical reasons for doing it. I always think it's a shame when they do that, but I understand also they're dancing as well. So you've got to appreciate that they've got extra work. It's not so easy for them to believe that the vocal performances. Sue doesn't have to do as much dancing, so her voice tends to be a bit stronger, but it's a bit harder on the backing girls. We watch it later. Thank you very much, Seabell. CMC, post the Discord address, perhaps a quick notification in there to let people know there's a new video. I'm really trying to work out how to make Discord work. I'm getting on top of it, but it's a nightmare. But I think I've worked out how to do posts now, so I'll start trying to post from tonight, actually. Seabell, I'm going to London for my first time in a few weeks for Metal Matsuri. Oh, wow. So tell me what bands are playing at Metal Matsuri, because that sounds awesome. But yeah, enjoy it. Either way, enjoy it. But I love what's going on.
Quite a few Japan Underground.
I suspect so.
Stuff. I mean, he's got pretty tenuous hold on Japanese music in the UK.
So let's have a look here. The Sound of Unhealthiness. That's some good unhealthiness. I don't care. If that pot kills me, I'll die happy.
Just hook it to my veins.
Boil the water and pump it into my veins. Riff Raff, shake your gravy maker.
Oh no.
Clear Oh, that's a bummer. I'm seeing Baby Metal in 2 weeks here in NYC. Oh, hey man, don't worry. I'm sure it'll be great. I'm sure it'll be great. Don't worry. Just enjoy it. Go over it and you'll have fun. Harry, Zimph, I agree on Moa being unable to do the backing vocals on her own. So it is just the two of them playing when they're on the US tour. Is it? They're not. I still want them to bring the girl from Sakura Gakuin because I'd really love them to have a member of Sakura Gakuin join. That's why I think even if they don't replace Yui, her fill-in needs to be given a mic and sing as well. Well, ultimately, her and Moa, whoever she ends up being, like I say, hopefully the girl from Sakura Gakuin, they need to be given equal position because some of the songs have been written already with the idea of one lead singer and two backing singers in mind, but they need someone who can basically work well with Moa. Cliff, so they turn into Perfume then. Well, that's interesting. It's a kind of, I don't think so. I mean, like I say, there's so many artists who do this. I mean, when you listen to studio recordings, a lot of the time you're not hearing one voice, you're actually hearing two voices layered on top of each other to add a sense of thickness. Not with all artists, but certainly with a lot of artists. So doing that live is not quite as bad as it sounds, but sometimes they have to do it just to make sure that the performance is as good as it should be. I mean, doing a live performance with such a big thing can be a bit of a logistical nightmare, especially when you've got girls dancing. Sibyl, Mary's Blood, Unlucky Morpheus, Brideer, Fake Gear, and more. The first three are coming soon. Mary's Blood, Unlucky Morpheus, and Brideer are all on list. Fake Gear is a bit further down the list, but it's going to be coming along. CMC James could do a vlog of Metal Matsuri. Well, if he's there, then yeah.
Depends when it is.
Vlog.
I need to look up when it is because I'm in.
First Japanese Japan. It's like 18% female musicians.
Should be 50-50.
If
don't like these. We don't like these disparities.
Yeah. Yeah. It's too many women.
I'm a minute.
I think there's so many Japanese metal festivals in Taiwan. I'm pretty sure that's not true, but I credit where credit's due for them billing it up. I mean, I think it's good to have that in London, and like I said, I'm really glad that there's this whole sort of revolution of female musicians, female-led bands coming into the music scene in Japan. It does add a nice contrast to all of the growly Western men we're often listening to. SCP, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you.
It's weird to think that.
That's where it ends.
It's interesting to think that Japanese music its image overseas for Japanese music was mostly Visual Kei in the early 2000s. So it's like girly men to manly girls. It's still gone back on itself.
La Conceal is coming soon.
Yeah, that's right. Hide's coming back, man. Ex Japan.
We did a bit extra, man. JWS. Oh, our original troll has returned to try and retake his mantle. Oh yeah, understand the Bisto thing. That's seriously the only thing I miss from England, food-wise, and to me, it's virtually anything-wise. It's basically him and Bisto, and they're both here now, so that's good. When I lived in Tenerife for 5 years, at the time, you couldn't get Iron Brew. Missed it so much. I got it imported, but charged £5.30 per can. Not surprised. I mean, James basically does that for England. You import stuff from Asia and America as well to a certain degree to England. But yeah, luckily I was never that into Iron Brew, but I know a lot of people who really are.
I can't do that so much now though. Every newsagent and their mum is selling American candy now, so I can't really.
You're more on the Japanese side.
Well, yeah,
Asian side. Let's carry on, Cliff Lee. Got to go. Keep it real, backers.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming, and enjoy your goings. Seaboard Jones, October 4th and 5th. Yeah, you'll be there for that.
Yes, I go to San Francisco on the 13th.
To San Francisco. England game boring as fuck. You're always watching football when we're doing this, but football's on all the time. I know you or not. What's been happening? How long stream been going? We've been going for an hour and a quarter, man. Thank you. I'm glad that England have been boring you. Good news for us. CMC Howard has been pontificating on the meaning of art and life. James has been the voice of reason holding him back. No one holds me back from my constant opinionating. When someone needs to hold you back from offending people, someone needs to hold me back from constantly expressing my opinions. Who else is
And
trying
that's
to be me?
censorship.
So nothing then, CMC. Hey, what? So yeah, Jade Lewis, CMC was kind of getting a bit on the. He was kind of getting a bit trolly for a while there. I was wondering if CMC was like muscling in, noticed that you hadn't been around for a while, was trying to take your crown. You know, just saying, not trying to start a thing, not trying to start anything, not trying to start anything. You know, CMC. Yeah, same shit, different shovel. So I'm the shit and he's the shovel. So, anyway, we've got 12 people on. We've got 5 likes. Keep them likes coming. Just to, I know we've been covering this before, but
you have to offer an incentive.
Well, that's what I was about to do.
You have to offer an incentive. If we reach 50 likes, I'll eat my own head.
Which one?
No promises.
So
keep it vague.
Yeah, keep it vague so you can.
Then you're exciting yourself as well. You see, you're setting yourself like a little treat later.
Little terror. Yeah. Also, yo, CMC, my friend, keep up good work. Oh, okay, it's teamwork now. You guys are tag teaming the channel.
It's like piloting a Jaeger in Pacific Rim. You need 2 of them working in unison.
that film, man, that film. There was there was one really good scene in that film. Really beautiful scene in that film. The rest of the film was just kind of I was always about to burst out of laughter, just like really. It's
the closest thing we got to live action Evangelion without them saying. What Guillermo del Toro was like, what's that? I'm really into anime and giant robots and stuff, but I've never heard of that one. What's Evangelion? Never heard of it. Even though the designs are the same and the pilots are pretty much dressed the same, and one's basically doesn't matter. Anyway,
it was a beautifully directed film. I
was really excited to see it because it was like live action Evangelion. So what I did was I booked a ticket to go see it at the IMAX, and the IMAX, the only seat I could get was at the front in the corner, and this was in IMAX 3D, and like half the film takes place at night in the rain. So I'm just like, and I'm right at the front in the corner, right in the front in the corner of this IMAX screen. I'm just like, it's the biggest IMAX screen in the country, and I'm like this, like that, with my 3D glasses on, looking at in the rain and the darkness and the 3D, and I'm like, what's on in this film?
Someone called a doctor. They thought he was having a fit in the front row.
Yeah, I've only seen it once, and that's the only time I've seen that film, and I was really looking forward to seeing it, and that's what happened.
I must admit, I was really confused. It's such a beautifully directed film, though. The writing was a bit dodgy, but that was by the by. The thing which really got me is that the ending took place underwater, where there was no sense of scale, because there was nothing relatable to scale things against. So all sense of scale was lost. It was underwater, so it was murky and hard to see. Just like after all these beautiful visuals, you end it in like this way that doesn't feel climactic at all. I get the feeling that the writers kind of wrote themselves into this bizarre corner that the writing wasn't great, but I think he did a great job with the visuals, making it look over the top. And I got to admit, there was one scene. Director's name, Guillermo del Toro. Obviously, he's done some fantastic scenes. It's kind of like a known trope of him as a director. He's really good at doing anything that involves sort of like, if you like, childlike emotions, childlike fears. And that scene he did where the kid is being chased down the street by the monster, that was beautifully directed. That was a piece of art on its own. And then it just kind of ends. That scene ends with the most ridiculous like robot punches at monster, and then suddenly Idris Elba gets out and stands on top of this like glowing sunshine behind him, and it's like, oh, we've just suddenly arrived in a spaghetti western all of a sudden. But the film was a bit of a mess, but it had its qualities to it. Anyway, let's have a little look and see what's going on. Not much. More like doing a Jaeger bomb. Bring back Guyver, the series.
See,
you can answer that.
I haven't watched the newer version. I know they brought out a newer version in the 2000s.
By the way, bye, Dave. Thank you for tuning in. Bye, Dave.
See you. I really enjoyed the original version because the original version, I watched that when I was about 8 years old or something. I watched it when I was like 8 or 9, and they brought it out on VHS, but they brought it out one episode at a time. But it was like $5.99 for each tape. So that's why we only watched about 6 or 7 episodes out of 13 that they made, and they didn't even finish making the original series. So I don't know what even happened. I've got the full series of the manga at home.
Actually, JWS, you just said what I was thinking. I thought he was talking about MacGyver.
Not MacGyver, no. Bio Booster Armor Guyver. It's like a symbiote alien, and it comes down. Yeah, it's basically like Venom, except it's from years before Spider-Man Venom. But yeah, it's a I think it was made in a lab actually. It's a little metal thing which houses bio armor, and it takes over this guy Sho Uramaki. I think the guy's name is the character. I know his name's Sho something. Yeah, and he uses it to like improve his life and protect his girlfriend. But then there's these aliens, the Zoonoids, that the armor is designed to fight.
Tentacle aliens.
No, they are disgusting though.
I was watching a different film, clearly.
And it's like there's different like armors as well, and there's this big corporation. I can't remember the name of the corporation, but yeah, so you got the Zoonoids and the Bio Booster armors, and the armors can be taken on by different people.
James, keep on talking about this comment.
I like Bubblegum Crisis better. Of course you do. It's filled with it's designed by Kenichi Sonoda, who's like the master of Japanese 80s anime designs. I mean, one of my favorites is Gunsmith Cats that he did. See, Bubblegum Crisis is kind of, it's got the boomers or voomers, whichever way you want to look at it, if it's Japanese or English. But you've got the boomers, which are like rogue service robots, and then you've got the vigilante group, the Night Sabers, who are these 4 women. One's a pop star, and the music they come up with is incredible, and the English covers they did were incredible because it was an anime produced by a record company, by Pioneer. So they had all this music knowledge behind them, so they was able to make really good music. So the English covers of the songs, Hurricane is one of them, was really popular, and the Japanese versions were really popular, and the Night Sabers stuff was really big. And then they remade it in sort of 1996. They sort of remade it in like 1998 with Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040, which had an amazing theme tune, but it was quite good. Yeah. But you want to look at the prequel as well, the really old one, Bubblegum Crash, and they market that one really weird because the cover is all the girls in their lingerie.
Woo!
Yeah, exactly.
By the way,
so you buy this anime with these girls in their lingerie in it, and it's about girls fighting in suits, in like metal suits, fighting rogue robots.
By the way, JWS, yesterday, one of my wonderful, very actually good friend, but Taiwanese client as well, decided to throw me a surprise, like a birthday meal. And we were having a meal, and we were drinking whiskey and watching the Detective Conan movie.
Oh, so, which one? Because I was coming back from Japan last time, and they had one of the Conan movies on the plane.
The one in the hot air balloon.
Oh no, this is like the 23rd one where there's a bomb in a new. It's like an Epcot Center type place, like a really kind of futuristic, technology-driven city, and a bomb goes off in there. And they managed to frame the father of the girl that Conan has a crush on. You know, the adult girl, the sort of teenage, the dad with the mustache. They frame him for it, and it's so long and it's so involved, and it's all cover up from one company and another thing. And he goes around with this. He goes at the funniest part of that film. I think it's the 23rd Conan movie or something. He's got his rocket-powered skateboard. And he does things on it.
He had that in this film.
Yeah. And the thing is, it doesn't obey any physics.
Yes.
Like it grounds itself in a reality where there's no fantasy elements apart from that weird serum that made him into a child in the first place.
Fast and Furious Conan drift.
Yeah, and the things he does the things that he does on his skateboard are so impossible that it leaves you in too much of a state of disbelief when it comes to the other physical limitations that life is supposed to give you. So Yeah, apart from his rocket-powered skateboard.
Tangibility.
Yeah, they were talking about making a drone as well. I think they use drones in this film, like a camera drone. They say, "Oh, Professor, could you make one that can go to Mars for us?" And he's like, "Oh, all right, I'll get on that." Weird. So yeah, Detective Conan. I love the first. I love the first chapter. The first chapter of the first volume of the manga of Detective Conan. Right. I don't know if it was the guy gets decapitated on a roller coaster. There's blood spurting everywhere, and I'm thinking, this is a children's manga. What the heck? It's on Netflix in a, but it's only subtitled.
What, with decapitation as well?
No, there's a different narrative because it starts with him being turned into a child on that first episode. All right, it's
Hi, Chris.
It's the story of a really intelligent detective, and he sees this drug deal going down or something, or he watches these gang members murder someone, and they get him back by turning him into a child.
Sure, it wasn't the Catholic Church.
Yeah. Now, kids, you're now. I tell you what you are.
As if Conan is just dragging on for way too long now. I think we can all agree with that based on the review.
Yes,
based on the
it is. There's this one manga that's been going on forever, but it's not really made it big in other countries. Kanpichi or something. He's a police officer. It's just a slice of life about a funny police officer. It's like been running for 200 volumes of manga.
I like that was the like laughing salesman one.
All right,
that's quite funny.
Well, the other one that's been running forever is a slice of life that's just Saze-san, and that's basically The Simpsons, because it's just a slice of life manga that's been running forever. And the other one that's been running forever is Golgo 13, the professional, the assassin.
Don't know that.
Yeah, he's just a famous assassin. He always he's guaranteed to always kill his target. And there's this one animated movie I saw of Golgo 13, and the guy tries to get his own back on Golgo 13 by jumping out of a skyscraper window, but Golgo manages to kill him with a gunshot before he hits the ground. I saw that film when I was like 9 as well. I watched a lot of like 18 rated anime films when I was 9, but they did this technique in Japanese anime back in the 90s called 15ing, where they'd add extra bad language and just to get it up to a 15 rating, to give it a harder image. Yeah.
Ah, thanks for lunch, Mum.
But you would have thought that they would, because nowadays film studios are worried about having, their rating too high, so less people can buy it.
CMC, by the way, the Avengers with Steed and Purdy. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought when the original Avengers
That's why they called it Avengers Assemble in the UK, and in Japan it's Marvel's Avengers.
Yeah,
because they've both got licenses for this other Avengers. It's true. That's why it's called Avengers Assemble.
Seriously, when they first mentioned there was going to be an Avengers film, that's what I thought it was going to be about, like back in 2011 or 12 when it was. And then I was like, oh, it's actually all these superhero films.
Yeah, Golgo 13 is still going. Yeah, it is. It is. I went to the manga exhibition at the the British Museum the other day, last week, and
Lupin III versus Conan. That sounds really weird.
Lupin III v Conan. Oh my god! Didn't they also do a crossover with who's that detective?
Bumpface.
The one on not that one. No,
not Detective.
The one that's on the Nintendo DS. They did a crossover with him and Phoenix Wright. That's weird.
Well, that's the lawyer game, isn't it?
Yeah. Bleach. I think Bleach should run too long. I think these shonen series run far too long. If a child can't watch an entire series without that's too long. I think. Yeah. And if the manga doesn't, if the anime and the manga don't up themselves with the audience, then you're basically just an adult watching a children's cartoon, and you're tied into it because the storyline hasn't changed. and you're invested and you have to just keep watching it. What if you saw some poor kid who's like 5 years old, 6 years old, you started watching it, and you're like, "Well, mummy, I like this show, but I don't know what's going on." And your mum's like, "Oh, I was watching this when I was your age."
It's kind of like soaps, actually. It's kind of like what in England soaps
It
are.
is. It's like soap opera, yeah, I guess. But Bleach, yeah, these series just want to have more episodes than the previous one. I think I'd say if I wanted to get into Bleach, I'd read the manga because that's only 74 volumes long, and I could realistically get through that. I've got a bunch of manga and anime that are on my retirement list to get through when I'm old and I don't have to work anymore. That's my retirement plan: is to watch all these films and read all these manga and watch all these anime that I didn't get time to.
Right after the nuclear winter.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll be frozen in place in front of my laptop so I can watch everything.
It's going to be like that episode of The Twilight Zone. Just so you're going to be there, you're going to be alone, and then
now.
your glass is just going to smash. It's like, no! Or the last DVD player will break.
That's right. I just hold my phone right up there. Close to my face. Yeah.
Good times. Good times.
Yes. Now, Lupin the Third. You ever try reading the original manga? The author, Monkey Punch. Do you remember we saw that CD, Punch the Monkey? And we were like, what on earth is this? It was a Lupin Third soundtrack CD. It's called Punch the Monkey.
What was the name of the CD that you found more recently?
Oh God, yes. It was this punk album or something. It was a compilation album. It was called
Wanking in the Pit.
With an apostrophe, Wankin.
Wankin
in the Pit.
It's wanking in the pit.
Anyway,
like the ball pit in the McDonald's.
The art style in Lupin Third manga from the 70s is really scratchy. It's all over the place. It looks like some sort of justifiably enough, it looks like a French comic. It looks like a European comic. It is just really weird. Really long, thin, gangly legs and everyone.
It's like a CGI movie now.
Incomplete lines and everything. There was a live action movie a few years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nuclear winter. Catford then. So Howard is with Baka then. Howard is with Baka? Oh, I'm with Baka.
Oh yeah, the t-shirt.
Yes. It would be him because that would be you. You'd be a Baka.
Okay, so Jerry says the first one you saw in the 80s was big jug schoolgirls being by squid monsters. That can happen. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they've remade that one recently.
That was a bit of
every year.
That was a bit of a trope. That trope seems to be over now. The trope of tentacle monsters seems to be replaced now by NTR, which is basically cuck anime. To put not too fine a point on it. Too young to know what anime was. G-Force Battle of the Planets. Oh yeah. Gatchaman. Gatchaman was the Japanese name for Battle of the Planets. They remade a new series of that a couple of years ago now, which they were really pleased with. But Battle of the Planets, I couldn't get into those. I was watching anime when I was about 2 or 3 years old as well, and it was they were called Krypton Force or something. They were all these really old.
Krypton Factor was the game show.
Oh yeah. Krypton Force or something, and it was basically an amalgamation of all these other old 70s anime that they'd chopped and changed and turned into a new storyline, which is what they did with Robotech, because Robotech was really popular in the 80s as well, and that was a mixture of I think a few anime by the same company, Tatsunoko. I think they did Macross and 2 other ones I can't remember the name of. But Harmony Gold, the company that made Robotech, keeps getting the license for Robotech renewed every few. They just got the license renewed again, which makes fans of the original anime really upset because Harmony Gold want to keep their Robotech name and they don't want anyone to watch the old versions. So because they've still got comics coming out. I think the Robotech comic is on its like 35th issue or something now. It's been running monthly for like 3 years. It's still popular. But yeah, that's what I was watching when I was really young. My mum is into sci-fi and stuff, so she used to get us these anime videos, sci-fi anime videos instead of like regular cartoons. So yeah, I grew up watching anime. Yeah, really complicated ones. One of them was called Time Fighters, and they went around in this blue beetle, like an actual like Kabuto stag beetle robot car. But it turns out that's actually a really, really famous anime from this country called Yataman. Who knew? Yeah. Speed Racer. Never watched it. Is your boy Skinny Pig? Oh no, I don't know no skinny. I don't know no snakes. I don't know no skinny penis. G-Force confused me. It jumps all over the place. Yeah, no. I had the same problem with when it comes to anime jumping all over the place, not being able to watch it in succession. I had the same problem with Gundam Wing on Cartoon Network, and I had the same problem with Escaflowne on Cartoon Network. It never played in order, and I never got to watch it in order. Really confusing. Speed Racer, too old for me. Never watched it. I watched the Wachowski film. That was really interesting, actually. Visually very brave. They try a lot of weird things with that. From BBC. Yeah, those BBCs, huh? But yeah, a lot of anime I used to watch was on Sci-Fi Channel. They played 2 anime films on Saturday nights. So on a Friday night or Saturday night, they used to play an anime film at midnight and another one at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd tape both of them. I'd watch the first one and then fall asleep and miss the second one. That's why they've got a hole in them so you can't choke. Yeah, take all the sharp things. You know, they did those little plastic lids on fruit shoot drinks. That kid, then some kid almost choked, and then they went, don't worry, we'll solve this, and they put little holes in the lid, so even if they do get stuck in their throat, they can breathe through it. Did you hide behind the couch watching Doctor Who? No, my mum was really into Doctor Who, but when my mum had Doctor Who, we had video game consoles. So my mum was even part of like a Doctor Who fan club as well. So she'd have like fan club meetings that she'd go to as well, or sometimes like host. But we'd be playing video game consoles. So we had the Nintendo, the NES, the SNES, and the Master System. So we'd play those a lot. So we didn't really have to put up with too much Doctor Who. And I think my mum also liked Red Dwarf. So yeah. Macross is better than Robotech. Yeah, see, the thing is, of course, Macross you get Min-May, and you get the power of song, and the JSDF, which is the massive, huge fortress ship. So that's pretty cool. But you get the singing, you get the power of singing. Yeah, I love. Yeah. That's the big thing with Macross is the power of music. Johnny Bravo. I don't know if it's worth bringing back Johnny Bravo because I loved the first half of episodes, the old Seth MacFarlane written ones, the old Seth MacFarlane episodes with that really interesting art style where he's got no mouth half the time and the jokes were a lot edgier. I liked those. And then the second half, when they brought in that neighbor character and the art style changed and the writing changed, it lost it for me. I used to really enjoy catching it on TV, and then they changed it with this new art style, but they did that with a lot of the Cartoon Network properties. They changed them halfway through, and they completely lost their character. It's a bit of a pain. Robotech was what was broadcast. So okay, cool. Missed all the Sci-Fi Channel stuff. Now, if you missed a lot of the Sci-Fi Channel stuff, you can get a lot of it on DVD in the UK. Usually, you just go on CEX's website and then you just check, their 50p anime DVDs. They brought out a lot of them in this like best of manga collection, which was a part work which came out every month, and they have a DVD slapped on the cover. But the thing is, they print them the wrong way round, so when you stack 3 DVDs up, the words will be upside down. But a lot of their films, they did keep the license for, so far as when DVDs started coming out, because they had a lot of them on VHS, and then by the time DVD rolled around, they didn't have the licenses to a lot of their films. So there's a lot of good films that were around that they lost the license for, and some of them MVM got, and they printed them cheap. Like Project A-ko was one of their good ones. That was available on DVD. Ultimate Teacher, which was like a 25-minute short film, they lost that. Wings of Onomias by Gainax, they lost that. Beautiful film. But they kept Ninja Scroll, one of their popular ones because I think they part produced it, so they kept that forever. Rojin Z, which is a great film by Katsuhiro Otomo, which is about robots taking care of old people for you. But this old bloke's in this like this robot bed, but it turns into a battle robot and goes in this like spree through town because the old guy wants to see his wife again. So no, he wants to go visit. I think his usual. It's one of my favorite old films. And there's I thought he wants to visit the nurse because the nurse that he usually looks after him isn't in that day. Like this robot bed with the old bloke trapped in it is going this rampage across the city. So that was pretty good. It's a short film. Yeah, it's a short film. It was really, really good. And there's another film that I liked, which is available on DVD, really cheap, that manga did back in the day, which is called Maddox 1, which is another one about a giant robot battle suit going on a rampage. So, let's get Howard back in. Yes. There you go. All right. So maybe I should do a separate thing for like anime talk.
I knew that he knew about anime, but I think it feels like he's been repressed and waiting to talk to someone about this subject for a long time. That was quite beautiful.
Every so often I'll get a customer in my shop and they'll remember all the old Sci-Fi Channel stuff, but they had some.
I have no idea if you made any of that up. To me it was all completely like it was grey noise, but it was beautiful that you were actually able to articulate so much of this stuff that I was like, is this even from the planet? Was I alive in the same time?
Yeah, we were lucky. We had cable because there was a time where everyone was getting cable, and we did, and we put it for getting Sci-Fi Channel. So I was able to watch all these old anime films.
I will just quickly pick up on a point that Zimph made there. K-on's music. I'm not particularly familiar with K-on. If it's more sugary than Sci-Fi, then I mean, like I said, I haven't got a problem with sugary so long as it's kind of done to an effect. So. I kind of have a very sort of fleeting knowledge of K-on, but I should probably sit down and listen to some properly. So if you guys are interested in hearing a review, let me know. Give me a link. Give me a link.
I'd like the anime film of it because they go to London.
K-on's an anime.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. You brought everything. Oh, that's the one that you were telling me about.
All the girls they start a band club, and they go to London. To do their songs as well. Well, I think the one I told you about was Love Live. I think that's the one with all the weird CG effects. And there's that shrine up the street that I went to. When we went to the one that's literally up the street.
Oh, the one that's next door to here.
Yeah. That one, Love Live. Yeah.
Yushima Ginger, just in case you're familiar. Harrow, if you're still here, Yushima Ginger. Well, I mean, I was actually thinking because after doing the Silent Siren stuff and Poppin' Party, it kind of been mentioned to me like maybe checking out some of that Bang Dream stuff, and I was kind of interested listening along with like Hatsune Miku, listening to basically an anime band. I know they've got real musicians behind these bands. Just interested to hear that, so I might do something like that and maybe have a day of like some sugary stuff and a day of some hardcore metal stuff, and just maybe a few days of just upping some themes. But yeah, K-on. Okay, I'll give K-on some memory.
Anime with metal. There's a couple of those.
I don't
Detroit
know if I do.
Detroit Metal City.
Which I mean the movie. That's not.
There's live action film of that. Yeah. So there's the series, the anime series, and then there's the live action film. But I'd like to see that. I've read the manga. I'm one volume away from finishing the manga. I think of Detroit Metal City, and and Aggretsuko, of course. But that's.
Seabill saying only anime I haven't watched is Steins Gate.
Yeah, that's in that kind of. Bubble of time where I didn't hardly watch any anime, so yeah, I'm not familiar with it.
Lenny, what percentage of Japan's population is or has been an idol? 37%. JWS. Harry, you know they made a Scandal anime. It was so bad. Scandal are one of those bands
really?
Who they have tried to do everything like that, like hip hop side project, which I'm really looking forward to. So credit where credit's due. Doing too much is better than doing too little.
Is it like the old Donny Osmond cartoons or something, the Brady Bunch cartoons?
Well, I think
like
that
1970s Hanna-Barbera stuff.
I was quite surprised how well Puffy managed to get away with it.
See, that was interesting. I think it was Gendy Tartakovsky did that. So the same person did like all the other sort of Cartoon Network things. But yeah, that was an interesting move on their part.
I think it's because, I mean, at that time, Puffy had been actually taken on by the Japanese government as official artistic ambassadors for the country.
Plus, of course, they did the Teen Titans theme tune and everything.
That's fucking catchy. in a really irritating way. You want to talk about sugary? You should hear the Puffy's theme tunes. Anytime Puffy do a theme tune for anything, it's a sugar overload. Bandmate anime would be fun. They could go around in a bus and solve crimes all around Japan. Yeah, just
You know
like
what? I
Misa would
imagine-
be drunk for the
yeah.
entire thing.
It seems like the sort of anime that would be like on TV on GTA. You know, when you
Yes, actually
Yeah.
that's true.
It feels that way.
Sorry, I've skipped a couple of comments. JWS seems like 50%. Well,
50% of the population.
you maybe you have updated figures from this week. So Harry, yes. Oh, that's a reply. JWS, the one blah, 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 is shit hot, so good. Mammy and Tomo. Yeah, that, like I say, I'm really looking forward to that one, but I have to do more Scandal before I can do it, because I need context to make it funny. But just seeing the thumbnail made me laugh. Harry, I think it was meant to be bad, meant to be so bad it was funny. Hiccups again. There. Okay, so in regards to the Bandmate thing, I think Bandmate have like drawn themselves with such characters, which are interestingly quite good mirrors of their actual personalities from Tell, that I think they actually could pull off something like having their own anime quite well. Or when I think of anime, I'm thinking of like those Cartoon Network cartoons. I don't really know anything about anime, so I'm thinking about that kind of thing. I imagine like a Cartoon Network Bandmate cartoon would be quite good, except the music would be too loud for the poor kids. I don't know how they would handle some of that. Especially they shouldn't play "Don't Let Me Down" on the kids' network. No, not a good idea. So yeah, I'm genuinely quite impressed at what you managed to achieve here today. I have no idea. You managed to engage with these people so fantastically about a topic that I have no.
This is why I don't do so well on the music stuff, because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the rate of speech that he demonstrated over the last half hour compared to the rate of speech that he has usually when talking about music. Like the considered way you talk about music in an anime, it's like, I've got so much to tell you. I've got so much to tell you. There's so much to know.
I would review old anime that's lost its licenses if I wasn't so sure that it would go. And also, anime are like 22 minutes long each. A song is 3 minutes. It's easy to do that. But reacting to an old anime episode is really hard. I'd like to do that, especially all the old stuff that used to be published by ADV Films, because they went off. They went, but they released so many series.
Release the series.
A lot of them are good. A lot of them are popular. They put a lot of effort in, but they went all downhill. But that means there's a lot of good anime out there without any license.
Sim, sorry, just to cover. Sim, off topic, just remembered, where are we going for the next World Tour Wednesday? Really good point. I need to check the World Tour Wednesday map. I'm wondering how to do that without filling up the bandwidth. Let me try. Guys, hold on. Uncle Howard is going to have a look on maps.google.com.
What, are you trying to work out realistically walk to within a week?
No. I do have a pre-planned map. Unfortunately, the image of the map is on the hard drive that isn't plugged in, so I actually have to use Google Maps to find that, because I remembered it. But I know the route that we're taking.
Like the old sort of like Howard.
Actually, the one you gave me a couple of years ago, that hard drive.
I gave you a hard drive.
Yeah, you gave me the 2 terabyte one down there.
Oh yeah,
Specifically for doing
someone brought into the shop, didn't they?
Yeah, you said it was one that you just picked up from him. Yeah, look, he's regretting that now.
That's all right. No, that's all right. I bought myself a new hard drive since.
All right, guys, we're still
one.
here.
I remember that one now.
I'm just, you gave it to me in Sapporo.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's been fantastic actually. Really
good.
Been...
Yeah, it's a lot of space. Yeah.
At first, I was a bit worried about using it because, you know, if it goes wrong, you lose a lot of stuff. But I thought it was actually really good for just transferring stuff you're making. Anyway, guys, I am getting there. I'm just scrolling along. We did Taiwan, didn't we? We've done Taiwan already.
Do you remember when that thing came up on the internet where if you put in directions on Google Maps, it would tell you to use a jet ski to get across the
That was to get to China, wasn't it?
Yeah, from Japan.
Because of legal borders.
Yeah, use a jet ski.
All right, guys. Hi, thank you. Okay, don't push the red button. Just hoping we're still here, by the way. Everyone seems to still be watching. All right, so the next location, actually, this one might seem, to a lot of people, this might seem a bit like an unnatural one, but having been there myself a couple of times, I can tell you this is a really fantastic place for music. So hoping you guys have suggestions. The next one is the Philippines. So Philippines is next. Philippines has some great music. So guys, if you got any Philippine suggestions, get them in there. Now you guys mentioned about Caphonic. That will be on a revisit. Riffraff has been really kind and given me some good suggestions on that. Zinf, do you mind older music? I don't mind older music. If we do a World Tour Wednesday, we set out to do at least 3 reviews. We might do more. And I'm more than happy to put in one song that is old, because context is really important for World Tour Wednesday in a way that it isn't so much for the normal backer breakdown. So it peaked around 2010 in my honest opinion. Yeah, all right, that's just send me what you think is worth putting out there. Saw some Philippine metal, was okay. I mean, the idea behind World Tour Wednesday, as you guys know, doesn't get so many big views. That's more of a community thing for all of us. It's kind of like a thing that we can all share. A lot of the time with the normal backer breakdowns, obviously, I have to play a mixture between doing suggestions, doing what I know brings in people to the channel, because obviously we want people to come in here so that we can share more different types of music with them. And, subscriptions do sort of steadily go up, which has been great. So there's a lot of compromise with trying to create a good publishing list for the for the backer breakdown. But World Tour Wednesday is a thing where just as a community, we can just set about some music that maybe no one else cares about, but we can enjoy it. And it's very different each week. So, yeah, suggestions are welcome. We're aiming for at least 3, but we can obviously do more if time is on our side. It's my birthday on Monday, so that'll probably mean on Tuesday we'll sit down and do those, I think. So, yeah, if you get us those, then we'll do that. Don't care as long as it's not perfume. JWS, not everything is about you. Good old fashioned melodic metal, death metal then. Happy birthday to, thank you. Whatever I post on Monday, just leave happy birthday messages. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, everyone say happy birthday on the video on Monday, and I'll appreciate that. Yes. This is some seriously I forgotten the word now. Narcissistic. This is some seriously narcissistic stuff. Satanic Thrash. That's another style perfected by the Pink Fluffy Pentagrams, of course, as CWC, I'm sure, will let us know. Please explain to us once again what genre of Satanic Thrash Pink Fluffy Pentagrams do, as you are their official spokesman. Yeah, CMC. I keep on CWC. CMC is basically the official spokesman for Pink Fluffy Pentagrams. He puts out their press releases via our live stream. So, yeah, like I say, any suggestions on that or on the normal backer breakdowns are welcome. But obviously, like I say, just remember the list is there. We are getting to everything, but it takes so long to get some of the stuff. Lark Seal, I know a lot of people have been asking for a while. It is definitely coming. Apologies about that, but I'm hopefully going to do like 2 or 3 Lark Seal songs. Like I say, most of their videos are live videos, which I've been trying to get around so I can hear some of their studio stuff, but we'll see how it goes. Authentic amplified harp thrash. I think that's nice. That's a nice definition. They do, after all, I mean, they are renowned for having at least 3 harp players. So, good on them. Zinf, mind if I post the suggestions on Discord, or is it more efficient to send an email? Well, the email's still fine, but obviously now we're using social media. Let's start getting into that. If Discord is the only one you've got for us, then please use it. Like I said, I'm still getting my head around Discord. I will get there. I've been focusing mainly on the Facebook and the Twitter.
Oh, you mean your English friend?
Yes, just don't make it any more complicated than it needs to be. JWS, I hate Christianity, Satan lives. Words on every black metal song. Fair enough. Good for them. CMC, or you could post on Reddit as well. I'm really, I don't have enough karma to post on Reddit, and then I try and get involved in some subreddits to try and build up my karma, and it says you're posting too much. Like, oh, what the hell am I supposed to do? It's like, well, am I supposed to come back?
Middle ground.
Yeah, like
I suppose the Facebook one is the one where you definitely get it seen. I guess in the most efficient way.
Facebook is the most efficient way.
You'll get a notification.
I am keeping up to date with Facebook and Twitter, and like I say, I hope that I'll be up to date with Discord soon as well. Just getting my head around really how to do that and how the communications really work. Metal even, yeah. Yes, you can have our own subreddit now. Have we got a subreddit already, or can I make one? Can I make a subreddit?
Well, it seems you already have it. Yeah. can. We have our own subreddit now.
You can. Oh, yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can. We have our own subreddit now. Oh, my man. Thank you. Can you give me a link so I can see it? I'd love to see my subreddit.
Well, I did try searching for Back a Breakdown Reddit before.
Yeah, we got a lot of our stuff gets posted on there, but
it's hard for things to come up in Google search results, though.
Yeah, especially Reddit doesn't get a fair play in Google searches a lot. Yeah, if you can give, it's called a lot to All right. Reddit crap though. It's the only way to contact Spank Bang office. Oh, fucking hell! Really? I shouldn't expect any better from you. Anyway, I'm going to go and check out our Reddit. I'm so excited. We're going to see our Reddit. A lot to unpack on Reddit. A lot to. Oh, here we go. We're going now. You're seeing us live react to our Reddit.
That's
ta-da!
New small Zen artist not covered.
Popular artist not covered by the channel. And well, oh my God, you've been keeping this alive. Look at that. Wow, you've been doing this for a while as well. How did I? Why Howard was wrong. Oh my God! Wow. Japan in Motion. Yeah, I'm really looking for. Actually, but that's something I might do on my birthday. I might sit down and watch Japan in Motion. Then
bits of Japan playlist.
Bits of Japan playlist. Fantastic.
You know what? Those bits. I love doing those.
Yeah. I'm going to bring more of those across. This is wow.
Yeah.
You put all the playlists up. Wow, this is epic. All right, I'm going to start sharing this. Wow, I feel so special. Just up in the corner, James can see Back a Breakdown. 1 karma. 1 karma point. All right, let's get back and see what everyone's saying. Oh man, thank you so much for that. That's absolutely fantastic. I really appreciate seeing that so much. It's really good because I know we get a lot of really. I mean, we get some really good quality feedback from Reddit, so I appreciate that. I know not so many people are on there of our overall crowd, but the feedback we get is really good. If you joined, okay, I'm going to join. I forgot you have to join, don't you? Yeah. This is how good I am at this. Successfully joined. Yes, I am one of 4 members. That means I can start sharing the word. Sure, I'll start a conversation on JIV. That conversation's happening in my head most of the time. So, yeah.
Who's got the best pixels?
Oh, nice pixelation in this one.
Yeah.
All playlists should be on there. Yeah, they are, man. I just checked through there. Everyone I know I've made is on there. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Honestly, I appreciate that so much. I am on Reddit and Discord as Colef. Okay, Harry, join up to any of them. The Discord link is in most of the videos now. Your baby friends do get posts on BM. Yeah, I check the BM and the bandmate and the baby metal subreddits relatively regularly. I just quietly watch from afar, like, interesting. I was interested when I did the Aerosmith Aerosmith Baby Metal remix. That got a huge number of views from Reddit, and that's actually the first thing that alerted me to really the power of Reddit in regards to our channel. Was after that I was like, wow, okay. So yeah, that's absolutely great, guys. We're coming up to 2 hours, so we're going to start wrapping this one up. Obviously we'll have a little more to talk about, I'm sure, but I just want to say thank you so much to James as well. He's going to be here next week's
it's not as if I'm just pop over
stream. Well, you are going to be here next week because you're here.
In the first place, though, isn't it?
Yeah, he only came for the live stream. He's going straight on. But yeah, appreciation as well. Really good to see that you guys are able to have a conversation with James that you could never have with me. You could never have that conversation.
I can do content. It just depends on the subject matter.
We're simply trying to find him a place in the Baka universe.
Yeah. Completely blind isn't my forte.
Once you start doing scandal reactions, like I say, we've only got the 1 scandal reaction. I am working on that. It's just because time is a massive constraint at the moment with all of the channel work I'm doing. something like Scandal, where I really don't know what is and isn't going to get copyright struck. That's the sort of thing where it's not going to be quite as much of a priority, because obviously I need to make sure that everything I post does get through the copyright filters. But believe me, Scandal is big on the list for many reasons. It's a band I really want to hear more of. So certainly I will. But like I say, just that's going to be more when things have settled back down again. But everything that's going on at the moment is positive. I know the copyright strike wasn't the best thing, but certainly asked a bit to do some progressions that we should have done more of the social media, getting everyone together. There's more of a community outside of the YouTube page as well. So all good stuff. Anyway, guys, well, look, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. There's been, sort of the viewing figures have been in double figures pretty much throughout this entire 2 hours, which is really appreciated. Great. Yeah. I am seriously worried about Lejeune. If anyone knows Lejeune, please find him. I'm scared about Lejeune. What's happened to him? He might be asleep because he's like 2 hours ahead of us, but he's always up for the live stream. What happened the last
watch it in the morning. He'll watch it in his morning.
He was on Discord earlier.
Morning time.
I feel like we're going through the evidence to the eventual irrefutable murder case that's going to come up. What happened to Lejeune? We're all going to be interviewed. Everyone's saying he was on Discord earlier.
Oh, that's all right then. Yeah, appreciate it.
But where is he now?
Betty Buys.
Betty Buys. He went to Betty Buys. This is the second live stream he missed. I know, Harry. I'm worried about our dear sweet Lejeune in New Zealand. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Have yourselves a lovely time. Like I say, James is going to be back on the next live stream as well. So by all means, if you can think of something to talk to James about, then give him a chance to have another good old rant in the next live stream as well. That would be brilliant. I'd love to get another one of those only can be done with James style conversations started. That would be absolutely brilliant.
The manga rant.
Harry, his time machine is broken. I'm inclined to agree, Harry. That's the only way he could possibly get onto all of this. Reply to a previous comment of his, he will definitely get notification. Good idea, JWS. Thank you for that. That's the most constructive bit of trolling you've ever done. All right, bye all. Thank you very much, like I say. So thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Feel free to hit the like button, leave comments. You know all other stuff is. Please, please, the main thing I want to leave you guys with, I know it sounds a little bit much, but I'm doing this in live stream because I know you guys are like our core group of fans. If you're someone who really follows the channel, please get on all of the social media you can. Like I say, we do have Facebook, Twitter, Discord. I'm getting used to doing that. Obviously, thanks to CMC, much love. We actually have a subreddit now, so if you're on Reddit, get on there. A lot to unpack. Fantastic choice of name. And last but not least, if you are, like I say, I don't like to theme for money, but if you have the kindness and the availability, we do have a Patreon set up a few different levels on there. The links are on almost all of our videos right now. And we really appreciate anything you guys can do to support us. We will give you little bonuses and things, and we're coming up with, there's more things coming. You guys know that t-shirts are going to be available soon as well, which a lot of you guys have asked about in previous live streams. So, and if you get on the social medias, the designs for some of those t-shirts are being worked on the social media, so you can give comments and suggestions. Anyway, thank you so much. Let's just read the last couple of comments. Already on your Facebook and Twitter. Momo, you should kill yourself. You first. SCP, Herbert, Fat Boy, happy birthday. Yeah, I feel like that. You'll never be a famous YouTuber. I'm not intending to. You'll never be anyone. You go kill yourself. SCP, be happy birthday, Fat Boy. What's all these Fat Boy comments? Yeah, I was about to say JWS versus Momo. JWS wins just on having a brain.
I think the Momo one is just going around looking at current live stream.
I think it's just a bot, yeah. CMC, hi, if you post a comment, Howard, on Reddit, then you can make you a mod. Okay, I'll post a comment. Anyway, thank you very much. You always have a lovely time, except for Momo. You feel free to go and jump off of a balcony. So here from Japan, ciao, ciao.
Sayonara.
I'm going over to our Reddit.